Stay away from it. And by the way,
Yeah.
there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all, I am not exaggerating.
Yeah.
If I thought if it was a woman in the ring, I thought Xander was proposing. He like, I mean, well, damn, whoa, you earning for that, huh?
Hey, Unc, he taking a lot of punishment in there, man. He taking a lot of punishment in there. Well, let me know when to go, Unc. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is this.
Boots Ennis, what a great fight. You are a machine. Zayas, a little inexperienced, but you will be back. You're a great fighter. Let's make the biggest fight in boxing today. Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis, let's go.
Tonight on Sanders surprised me. It was a blowout, but I got to give it to Sanders, you know what I'm saying? I think that Sanders should have waited a little bit longer, get more experience, and then fight Boots. It was too early,
Nobody expected the fight to end like this. Jaron Boots Ennis didn't just defeat the undefeated Xander Zayas, he completely broke him down, forcing a stunning 7th round stoppage in front of a packed crowd at Barclays Center. What was supposed to be the biggest test of Ennis' career quickly turned into one of the most dominant performances of the year. Within minutes, the boxing world exploded with reactions as fighters, analysts, and legends all weighed in on the statement victory that's now changing the conversation around the entire division.
But I think the older he gets, 33, 34, 35, that's when he becomes the type of fighter you can't hit. You know what I mean? It's not really about when you throw, you're gonna get hit. He loves fighting. He's a fighter at heart. Like I said, with age, the older you get, the smarter you get, the more wiser you get. Then you realize, like, I take less risk and I become more of a boxer. He has that ability. But now he's young and he's in his prime. He's a dog. He likes fighting. He enjoys it.
The reaction didn't stop when the referee waved it off. Moments after the final bell, Stephen A. Smith delivered one of the strongest responses of the night. His comments quickly spread across social media, adding even more fuel to the debate as fans and boxing insiders continue to process what they had just witnessed inside the ring.
Stay away from it. And by the way, there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all, I am not exaggerating.
Stephen A. Smith didn't mince words in his reaction. He argued that Xander Zayas was pushed into this fight far too soon, questioning whether his team made the right decision by matching him with a fighter as dangerous as Jaron Boots Ennis. While praising Zayas' talent and long-term potential, Smith believed this was the wrong challenge at the wrong time. In his view, facing a fighter operating at Ennis level was a gamble that backfired, handing the young champion the toughest lesson of his career in a single night.
If I thought if it was a woman in the ring, I thought Xander was proposing. He like, I mean, well, damn, whoa, you earning for that, huh?
Hey, Unc, he taking a lot of punishment in there, man. He taking a lot of punishment in there. Let me know when to go, Unc. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is this: when he came, when he switched, he started out in Orthodox because he's an Orthodox fighter.
Yes.
He went to Southpaw. Ocho, every lead left he threw, he landed it. He was like, damn, 100%. I'm talking about flush. I'm like, damn, Xander, he doing all this, his head still. It's like, you know how they move that ball and they be punching that ball and be going back and forth. Yeah. That's Xander's head. Shoulders moving, head right there. Ping,
right there.
Ping,
Hey. But Boots took a little beating too now.
Hey, Joe, that
third round.
Come on. That third round, I mean, Booth said it. You know, when he talked to the commentator after the fight in that third round, I got a little bit lazy with my defense. Now he took some shots, Unc and Joe, but most of the time he rolled with him. But that third round, and I'm surprised that Xander. Also that Boots being the puncher that he is, Xander chose to just stay in the pocket and just.
You get out of range.
Long before the first punch was thrown, the boxing world was split on how this fight would unfold. Analysts, former champions, and insiders couldn't agree on who would leave with the unified super welterweight titles. Teddy Atlas was among those backing Xander Zayas, believing his youth, pressure, and relentless output would expose weaknesses in Jaron Ennis. Others strongly disagreed, warning that overlooking a puncher with Ennis' speed and knockout power was a mistake no opponent could afford to make. Didn't take long to see which prediction was closer to reality. Barely half a minute into the opening round, Ennis fired a perfectly timed counter left hook that landed flush on Zayas' chin. Shot instantly shook the champion, forcing him onto unsteady legs and giving the packed Barclays Center an early glimpse of just how dangerous Boots was going to be that night.
Get it! What's your reaction to this knockout?
Wow! That's all I can say is let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Boots is it! Boots is it, y'all!
Boots is the best in front of
He is, yo!
He gonna be
Let's go, champ! I want my man right here! Let's go, champ! That's right! Big Brooklyn!
Xander had done, he should have. What was
Not four. Right? Gave him the belts.
Okay, gave him the belts. That's it.
Gave him the belts. Here, son.
That's right.
Take that. Don't kill me. I said, don't kill him, Boo. Don't kill him.
Don't kill him, Boo.
Don't kill him, Boo. Don't kill him.
To his credit, Xander Zayas refused to stay down. He beat the count and showed the determination that had carried him to the biggest fight of his career. For a few moments in the middle rounds, he tried to turn the tide with sharp footwork and even landed a clean shot that briefly caught Jaron Ennis' attention. But Ennis never lost his composure. Instead of forcing the action, he patiently read every movement, answering with precise counters and punishing body shots that slowly took control of the fight. By the 5th and 6th rounds, the momentum belonged entirely to Ennis. Every exchange seemed to favor the Philadelphia star, and the damage on Zayas was becoming impossible to ignore. Another knockdown only reinforced what everyone inside Barclays Center was beginning to realize. Cameras even caught Shakur Stevenson reacting from ringside, visibly impressed by the speed and power Ennis was unleashing. Then came the 7th round. Ennis trapped Zayas along the ropes and exploded with a relentless barrage of punches, leaving the young champion with nowhere to escape. After the 3rd knockdown of the night, Zayas' corner had seen enough. A white towel was thrown into the ring, bringing the contest to an end and sealing a dominant stoppage victory for Jaron Ennis.
It would be relatively ezy for Boots because Xander's 1, really young, 2, not experienced at the level that Boots has fought at. And to be fair to Xander Zayas, Boots has never fought anyone this talent level of Xander Zayas. So there was going to be some questions that needed to be answered here, but for the most part, it was going to be not if, but when Boots would take over in my mind. Right? So walkouts were great. By the way, Boots came out with Jadakiss, New York legend. You got to do it. One thing I will say before we get into the fight, we have got to fix the pacing on these boxing fights. The pacing is fucking awful. Anyway, fight starts and Boots did not feel his way into this fight. He did not ease his way into this fight. He was looking to go straight at Xander Zayas, walk his ass down, walk the bigger man down. And by the way, Xander looked huge in there. People were saying he gets to be around 190 pounds. I believe it. I've seen him out of fight camp down at the Caribe Royale in Florida, and that boy's big. right? He is 6 feet. They call him 5'10". He's at least 6 feet. So he was a big dude. Boots is walking right at him. Orthodox and southpaw, hitting him with jabs, with right hands. Boots is so technically sound and still chooses to be a violent man, and that's what makes him such a unique fighter, is that he could be a boxer that operates from the outside on his jab, pick, poke, pop, all that stuff, and he just doesn't do that. He uses his jab to be violent. He gets to that pocket range. He gets to that phone booth range and wants to hurt you. He wants to make your body ache and then bring that shit back upstairs. He's so damn good.
Because he decided at 23 years old, as the champion, I'm going to take a test. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do something that most fighters won't do today. I'm not worried about my record. I'm not worried about my legacy. I'm going to go out here and give the people that are boxing fans something that they want. A good fight. I just don't like, I don't like the game plan of sitting there in the pocket and fighting with a puncher like that. You know, get in there, pick and choose when you want to throw, throw your combinations, get out of range.
In order to throw the punch, you got to subject yourself to take something.
Yeah, absolutely,
so
absolutely.
Normally, when you see somebody, they pew. Well, the minute you stick your head up and pew, somebody can shoot, pow.
Yeah, something coming back. Always.
Go ahead, Ocho.
The atmosphere inside Barclays Center exploded the moment the fight was stopped. From ringside, several of boxing's biggest names were quick to react. With one clear message echoing throughout the arena, Jaron Ennis had just announced himself as a serious threat to every fighter at 154 pounds. The excitement carried straight into the backstage area, where emotions were running just as high. Eddie Hearn couldn't hide his satisfaction, telling reporters that Ennis had answered every question in spectacular fashion. After capturing the unified WBA and WBO super welterweight titles with such a dominant performance, Hearn declared that Boots had firmly established himself among boxing's elite and deserved to be mentioned alongside the very best pound-for-pound fighters in the world.
Man, it was a great fight. They both showed their heart out. They both got hurt. Xander came back and almost knocked out Boots. Great sportsmanship from the both in the end of it. Very professional. And these guys are limit for both of them. I think they both needed this type of fight.
Absolutely. Now, Boots going into a fight with Pandora. How did that play out? Who do you like?
I'm going to go with Boots. But to be honest, I think I like to see him against Josh Kelly before I see him against
He's showing up. And what about Virgil Ortiz? That's a tough matchup too. Styles make fights, right?
Styles make fights.
What do I think? There ain't nothing to think. It's a knockout.
No, but I'm saying like just of the fight because it seemed like
whatever I say,
he
wasn't ready, man. Whatever I say is not gonna benefit.
Exactly. You should have.
Congrats. Let's see him unified. Let's see. Well, he's unified now. Let's see him become undisputed. Good job.
Are you proud of the way Xander performed?
No, definitely. Part of a champion. He showed, and his team was. They made the decision. That's it.
What'd you think about Boots' performance? I mean, he overcame some kind of hard spots there.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I see things though that I think other champions in that weight class or contenders could capitalize. I'm not there yet. I'm at 147. We'll go from there. But for anybody at 154, I hope they saw what I saw tonight.
So you feel that maybe Boots was a little vulnerable when you say that?
I'll let the guys at that weight class answer that.
Well, like say you're giving advice to a Virgil or a Fundora, like what?
Well, let's see those fights happen.
Right.
Sebastian Fundora is the best one at 54.
In the opposite corner, the mood was understandably very different. Xander Zayas' team stood by their decision to accept the challenge, but admitted that once the 7th round unfolded the way it did, protecting their young fighter had to come before everything else. With the fight slipping away and the punishment continuing to build, they believed ending the contest was the only responsible decision. While the loss was a painful setback, the focus immediately shifted toward making sure Zayas could learn from the experience and come back stronger.
Tonight, Sanders surprised me. It was a blowout, but I got to give it to Sanders, you know what I'm saying? I think that Sanders should have waited a little bit longer, get more experience, and then fight Boots. It was too early, But I mean, if you got to give it to Sanders, you got to give it to him, man. He got the heart of a lion, and he'll be back.
I know you said, it was too early, but I mean, he did get up from the knockdowns. It seemed like he had Boots hurt like in the third, fourth there. I mean, did you think maybe
I was surprised that they let the fight go that long, because I was really concerned about him getting hurt like that. But that's boxing, their corner decided to let him out. Thank God, I hope he's okay. And there was times there that he could have turned it around, but I mean, tonight it was Boots night. You know what I'm saying?
I think he could have been better. I think he could have been sharper. I think he could have took his time a little more. But when you knock somebody down in the first round, your mindset is, I could do that again. I could stop him. You know what I mean? So I understand where he was at. But I ain't like it. I ain't like when he got caught and how he reacted to it. And I can't knock him because, you know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck going on in his head. But at the same time, he got himself together. He stuck to the game plan behind the jab. And he kept going to that body, sneaking little shots in there to the body. And I felt like that's what got him the victory. And the shots that he was putting Xander down with was shots he couldn't see. Xander a big, tough motherfucker. Because anybody else, a regular fighter, wouldn't be able to get him out like that. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? They would have had to work on him for rounds and rounds.
The next question people are going to ask is, how is that version of Boots versus Virgil? How would that fight go?
That's the thing. I don't know, because I feel like you get different versions of Boots depending on who he's fighting. But I'm not gonna lie. If Virgil might have been able to do a little more if he got Boots buzz like that. You know what I mean? Because he throw a tighter shot. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, because we gotta wait and see. That's some shit we gotta see. You know what I mean? And take your time and keep them hands up. Take your time, keep them hands up, and also take a step back sometimes. He was, like I said, he was locked in a mode where I know I could get you. So he constantly going forward. And then Xander stop and throw a 1-2 right down the middle. Sometimes you gotta take a step back off of that shit. You know what I mean? That shit be hot. Especially a big kid like that. He a big dude, man. That was a good fight though. Entertaining for the people. For sure.
Fight, man. It's finally time for Boots. Boots is next up, man. Let him get his flowers. Let him display his talent. And let's go, baby.
Absolutely, man. You walked him out. What was that feeling like walking him out?
It's beautiful walking him out. It's even more beautiful when he gets the win. So it makes you feel like your energy is, you got the right energy.
Absolutely, man.
With the dust beginning to settle, the conversation quickly shifted from what happened inside the ring to what could happen next. Speculation is already growing that Jaron Boots Ennis' dominant performance may have complicated the plans of every major name in the super welterweight division. Fighters like Sebastian Fundora are once again being mentioned as potential targets, but questions remain over who will actually be willing to step into the ring with boxing's newest unified champion. At the same time, talk of promotional politics and difficult negotiations has returned. Many insiders believe securing the biggest unification fights won't be nearly as straightforward as fans hope, with business interests and contractual obstacles likely to play a major role. Regardless of what happens behind the scenes, one thing became impossible to ignore after this performance. Ennis has positioned himself as the man every champion will now be measured against.
Just had I don't know how to describe it. Was it a fight of the year contender? Was it just an entertaining fight? It wasn't really back and forth. It was kind of one-sided, but damn, it was good. It was really good. And Boots Ennis just showed us why maybe Terrence Bud Crawford was doing a little duck dive, dip dive, and dodging to get out of 154, move up to 168, beat the Cinnamon Man, and then retire. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that man Boots is a problem. We have to talk about it. He stops Xander Zayas in round number 7 of their world title fight at 154 pounds, and now has put the rest of the division, including one Virgil Ortiz, on notice. He wants all the belts, he wants undisputed, and he wants some Virgil Ortiz.
Partner at 154, Jaron Ennis.
Yeah.
Do you think that the weight could have ever even been an issue? Like, he's at 47, now he's at 54. Do you think that would have ever been an issue if you guys were ever going to have a discussion about fighting?
Not really, man, because we were both bound to move up to 154 anyways. I mean, like I said, the fight was going to happen at 147, 154, probably not 160. I don't see that. Because it has to happen. Because it has to happen soon. Because it has to happen.
Yeah, because 160 is that far away for you guys, right?
Yeah, we both just moved up, so it has to happen at 154. So it'll happen soon.
You guys are you're comfortable at 154. You think you're gonna stay there for a while?
Yeah. So I've only been at 154 for maybe not even like a year this coming August.
You know, in this era, undisputed is really big. Is that your goal at 154, undisputed, or?
For sure, yeah. You know, I mean, even if we don't get undisputed, it's what I'm trying to say is that's not even the goal. The goal is to fight everyone, and undisputed just kind of comes with that. But we want to fight everyone. You know, I'm a competitive person. I like to test myself against people.
One dominant performance has completely changed the conversation around the super welterweight division. The question now is whether Jaron Ennis can turn this momentum into an undisputed championship run, or whether boxing's biggest names will continue finding reasons to stay out of his way. After what unfolded tonight, avoiding him may become just as big a story as fighting him. What do you think happens next? Does Ennis become the undisputed king at 154 pounds? Or will the biggest fights remain out of reach? Share your prediction in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest boxing news, fight analysis, and exclusive updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.